Let me ask you something. What if I told you that the secret to making a woman miss you isn't about doing more, but actually doing less? Imagine this: every time you act needy or chase after her, you only push her further away. It's time to wake up and realize that women don't fall for desperation, no matter how hard you try to please them. In fact, the more you chase, the more you drive her away. Now here's the shocking truth that most men don't want to hear. If you want her to miss you, stop doing what you think you're supposed to do. Stop being her knight in shining armor who is always at her beck and call. Instead, you need to master something that seems counterintuitive: the art of subtlety and restraint. You might be wondering, how does pulling back actually make her miss me? Well, that's what I'm about to reveal. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. This is about understanding the deeper psychology of attraction. When you make yourself scarce, but still valuable, you create a vacuum of longing. The key is learning how to use dark psychology to your advantage. It's true that women miss you more when they feel like they can't always have you there. Once you know this, you'll never be in the dark about your relationships again. In this video, we will discuss 5 effective strategies that can make any woman greatly miss you without appearing overly desperate. These moves, backed by subtle psychology, will linger in her mind long after you've left the room. If you're tired of being the boring, always available guy who gets forgotten, prepare to transform your approach to relationships forever. One stop forces women to think continuously. Stop making yourself so accessible. This is the harsh truth. When you're always there for her, whether it's answering her texts right away, making time to meet her, or saying yes to everything she asks, you're telling her, whether you're aware of it or not, that you have nothing better to do with your time. And here's the catch: ladies like to work for what they get. If you approach her too easily, you're essentially giving her everything for free. That's dull, don't you think? Why do people always want things that are difficult to get or rare? Women are no different. She doesn't have to work for your time and attention once she knows she has them. Not being present or ignoring her isn't the point. It's about making her miss you instead of taking it for granted. Most men make a mistake here. They believe that showing availability demonstrates love and commitment, which is acceptable in small doses. But excessive availability can backfire. It becomes predictable, and people quickly forget those who lack interest. Try to make her wonder where you are and what you're doing, instead of being the guy she can reach anytime, anywhere. That's when attraction starts to grow. For example, if she texts you later at night saying she's bored and wants to talk, most guys would drop what they're doing to answer right away. You're busy, not playing games, so you don't open the message for a while. A few hours later, you respond with a simple, "Sorry. I was interested in what was going on here." First, you showed her subtly that she can't just ask for your time whenever she wants. Second, the delay gives her time to think about you and wonder why you didn't answer right away what you're doing and why you're not putting her boredom ahead of your life. That little bit of mystery plants a seed in her mind, and she starts to miss the attention you used to give her so freely. The key is balance. Don't simply disregard her or behave in a cold manner because you have the ability to. This will render you appear immature. Instead, make her want you. You shouldn't be available all the time to punish her, but to make her value your time and presence. If you pick and choose when and how to interact with her, she'll start to value every moment she spends with you. Keep in mind that scarcity creates value. The less available you are, the more she will value you. Stop being the guy who's always just a call or text away and become the guy who's worth missing. Learn how to harness the power of silence. Learn how to harness the power of silence. Silence. The most underrated way to attract and influence women is through silence. Many men mistakenly believe that they must speak frequently or consistently engage a woman, yet they often overlook the power of silence. When you're silent, you leave room for mystery. It piques her curiosity and prompts her to contemplate your actions, the reasons behind your silence, and your thoughts. Women naturally like men who don't share too much. Most men over-communicate when they feel like something is off in their relationship or when they sense distance. You show confidence and control, which is very attractive. Let's look at an example. She's upset about something small and starts accusing you of it. Most men would immediately go into defense mode and try to explain themselves or fix the situation. You, on the other hand, stay calm, make eye contact, and say nothing. You let her vent while keeping a stoic expression. Eventually, she exhausts herself, and your silence creates an awkward yet powerful pause. That pause makes her think about her actions instead of focusing on the argument. She starts to wonder what you're thinking and becomes more aware of how she's acting. Even before you say a word, she's already questioning herself. Silence can also make someone want you more. For example, if you have a wonderful conversation with her and don't text her right away or keep talking, but instead end the conversation, you leave her with a memorable moment and don't overstay your welcome by sending her constant messages or updates. You give her a chance to miss you. The most important thing about mastering silence is having a plan. It's not about ignoring her or being passive-aggressive. It's about using silence to show strength, self-respect, and mental maturity. In cases where she expects a response, your silence gives you power. When you don't react emotionally, you stand out and show that you're in charge, which makes you different from men who can't handle their feelings. There is truth in the saying, silence is golden. When you use silence effectively, it can evoke a deeper thought about you than words could ever convey. Be strange and unpredictable. The third rule is to be both strange and unpredictable. Seriously, knowing what you'll say, do, or react to in every situation bores women. That's because there's no mystery, no challenge, and no intrigue. But the truth is that women are naturally interested in mysteries. People will naturally want to learn more about you, but if you are honest from the outset, they won't feel compelled to continue reading. Being mysterious doesn't equate to being distant or closed off, which could make her feel unimportant. It means being someone she can't completely predict. The excitement of not knowing what you'll do next keeps her thinking about you even when you're not around. For example, most men act when they're interested in someone. They tell them everything, their feelings, their plans, and their schedules, without holding back. While honesty is great, telling someone too much too soon can kill the attraction. Mystery keeps her guessing, and she starts to wonder what he's thinking. Why does he do that? It's exciting to think about what he might do next. Unpredictability also means breaking out of routines. If she always knows how you'll act or what your next move will be, she gets comfortable, which isn't a beneficial thing. Change things up by not texting her every morning or plan a last-minute trip that's different from your usual hangouts. These small changes show her that you're not like everyone else. Here's the thing. Being mysterious isn't about controlling her. It's about making her feel like there's always more to discover about you. Women want to be interested and feel like they haven't seen the whole picture. If you maintain just the right amount of distance, she will crave the moments when you allow her access. In the end, mystery increases people's attraction to you. Even if she doesn't fully understand you or know what to expect, she can't help but think about you and crave more of your time, attention, and presence, as you've become someone she can't easily figure out. 4. Think about yourself. Pay attention to your own worth. The harsh reality is that individuals, particularly women, gravitate towards self-valued individuals. If you constantly put someone else's needs before your own, you start to lose sight of your own worth. If you don't value yourself, how can you expect her to? It's not selfish or cocky to know your worth and refuse to give it up for anyone. A man who knows his value emits confidence, and trust is very attractive. Not just your looks or wealth, but how you carry yourself. Consider men who appear to naturally attract women. The way you speak and the respect you expect show honesty. Gravitate toward them. What sets them apart is their ability to focus on their own life goals and passions. Instead of constantly seeking validation or approval, they are busy building something meaningful, whether it's a career, a personal project, or their physical and mental health. Independence makes them stand out when you focus on your own value. You send a powerful message. You don't need her to complete you. This doesn't mean you don't care about her. It means you have a life worth living outside of the relationship. And here's the paradox: when she sees that you're not overly reliant on her attention or affection, she'll start to crave it. This mindset also protects you from over-investigation issues that don't serve you when you're confident in your value. You're not afraid to walk away from situations where you're not being treated with respect. That strength and decisiveness are qualities that command admiration. Building your value isn't something you fake, it's something you earn. Invest in yourself, learn new skills, pursue your passions. Stay active and work on becoming the best version of yourself. You can't ignore the energy you radiate when you're content with who you are. In the end, the best way to make a woman miss you is to become the kind of man she can't forget, which begins with knowing your worth and living a life that reflects it. Cincinnati, stop forgiving and chasing after people too much. Let's discuss a harsh reality that many men may find difficult to comprehend. If you're constantly begging, bending over backwards, showering her with attention, and over-pursuing her, you're not showing value, you're diminishing it. Men who act as though their every breath depends on them don't attract women. Instead, they gravitate towards men who understand their worth and don't feel the need to repeatedly prove it. Giving too much sends the wrong message. Instead of showing confidence and self-respect, you're telling her, "I don't think I'm enough, so I'll keep doing more to convince you to stay." That doesn't make her miss you, it makes her take you for granted. Men, wake up. Stop putting all your energy into someone who isn't appreciating you or responding. It's not your responsibility to bridge the gap if she doesn't reciprocate. It's important to keep the balance in your interactions. If you give too much, you throw off the balance and end up feeling worn out and angry. Step back, think about why you're doing what you're doing, and ask yourself if you're doing it because you're afraid she'll leave if you don't. If that's the case, you're acting out of fear, not love, and actions based on fear only make you feel more insecure and let down. Instead of chasing her, go after your goals, passions and growth as a person. Show her that your life isn't about her and that you can be content on your own. This shift in focus will make you more attractive and allow her to meet you at your level. Remember, you're not a doormat and don't need attention. When you stop giving and pursuing too much, you regain your power, and when you do, you become the kind of man she can't help but admire and miss. Realizing this sooner will help you stop wasting time and energy on people who don't deserve it. It's time to wake up and put yourself first. In conclusion, the best way to make a woman miss you isn't to try harder to impress her, but to pull back and let her feel your absence. Here's the controversial truth. You don't make someone miss you by always being available. You do it by leaving a void they can't ignore when you focus on your own growth. If you learn to use silence well and stay unpredictable, you'll automatically become the type of man who people remember. Instead of being easy or predictable, women prefer a man who is interesting and leaves them wanting more. When you follow these rules, you're not only changing how she sees you, you're also changing how you feel about your own worth and self-respect. Have you ever been targeted or used any of these methods? I want to hear your tales. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll get back to you directly. Let's connect and share our ideas. Remember that attraction isn't about chasing, it's about becoming. Once you learn these techniques, she won't just miss you, she'll understand what she lost.